Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing a Coomodel Knight figure. This is the Dragon Knight, part of the 1/6 Nightmare series that came out in 2020. So one of their most recent figures, and one that I've been really wanting for maybe about a year now. So let's jump right in and take a look at this awesome figure. Here's the outer cardboard box. Nothing really to show here. Alright, so here is the actual box with the cover art. An awesome box, I have to say. Really cool. And very massive and very heavy. On the side, it's another picture of him. As you can already tell, this is purely a fantasy figure, a fantasy knight. Alright, so that's the box. Really beautiful. Let me open him up. Let's take a look at the contents inside. So here are the instructions for you on how to put him together. Alright, for the first layer, we've got the flag that he comes with, and also the spear, and we'll take a look at those more later on in the video. Alright, here is the second layer with the actual figure that you get. We've got his helmet here, and some more gauntlets, and also hand sculpts for you, whatever you prefer. They provide a good bit there. And then here is the actual figure. Very heavy with all of his armor on, and looks fantastic. And yeah, we'll take a look at him in more detail, of course, as the video goes on. And for the third layer here, we've got his weapons, shield, swords, his knife. In here we've got his tunic that you can put over his armor with the crow crest, which is really cool. I like that a lot. And I love the yellow and the red color scheme going on here. That looks great. Really cool. And then this base plate is very impressive. Very heavy, great quality. Yeah, I really like this a lot. Alright guys, well, let me put the figure together for you, and I'll be back. Alright guys, well, here is the figure with all of his armor on. Do my best to get him in the camera frame here. This is an incredibly heavy figure. He's got so much armor, and so he's a little hard to hold for that reason. But here he is in all of his glory. This is an impressive figure, to say the least. So much attention to detail, and the armor especially is just really impressive on him. So right now I've got him holding his the spear with the banner on it, with his coat of arms there. And this is really beautiful. Let me go ahead and I'm going to take this off. So this is attached by this chain piece, and you just put it at the tip of his spear. And once again, there's a look at the flag or banner with his coat of arms. Really nice. And there is the spear. Alright, I've got him equipped with his sword in the scabbard. That looks great. And if we open up the visor, there is the head sculpt peeking through. That opens up pretty well. You can get a good look at his face like that. All right, let me take the spear out of his hands. And there's a better look at the sword. Great detailing on this. I love the pommel. That's great. And let me try to get this in his hands. Okay. All right, so there he is holding his sword. That looks really good. The sword is especially shiny. I love how that looks. All right, guys, well, give me a second. I'm going to take off this tunic, which he's wearing, so we can look at the armor underneath. All right, well, here he is without his tunic on. And I've also got him equipped with his claymore, or a great sword. And wow, this is truly a great sword. This thing is massive. And I've got to say, I really like just this classic look here with all of his armor. This is like the iconic knight. The armor is so shiny and just really beautifully made. Very impressed by this. All right, so he holds the claymore pretty well. It is a pain getting that in his hands. These gauntlets are very tight, but it looks really cool. It's a little stiff with him holding it with both of his hands. The pauldrons kind of get in the way there. But it looks great. And actually, I'm going to take off the pauldrons here and I'll show you what it looks like underneath. So in order to do that, I'm going to take off his helmet. This is a Armet helmet, and this is one of my favorite parts of the figure. I'm a huge fan of helmets, and this is really beautiful. I love the visor. And there's a look at the head sculpt, which is very realistic. I love that mustache. All right, well, in order to take the pauldrons and the gorget off, you gotta pop the head off. And these are strapped on, so there we go. And here's a look at this here. Everything is tied together, thankfully. But this is really beautiful. Very well made. All right, so let me get the head back on here. I will say it does look a little funny without the gorget. His neck is very long. Let me see if I can get that in better. Yeah, he has a very long neck, so I don't think he's really meant to be displayed without the pauldrons and the gorget. Looks a little awkward there, but for the purposes of showing you what's underneath, that's what it would look like, and a lot better flexibility here with the claymore. All right, let me get this out of his hands if I can. There we go. And here is the shield that he comes with. This is just plastic, but looks really cool. I like the dragon design on there. And I'll put his sword back in his hands. Oops, sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so there he is holding the shield. Looks pretty cool. Let me get his helmet back on for you. There we go. That looks pretty cool, I think. All right, and then if we just briefly look over the rest of his armor here. So we've got his breastplate and chainmail. This isn't real chainmail, but it looks pretty good. He also comes with this beautiful knife. You can see some really nice markings on that. Very exquisite. And then the back of the breastplate here. Got the fold. And then he's got, I guess this is a tunic underneath. Okay. The cuisses, I believe it's called, and the greaves, and then the plated boots. Got some nice flexibility and articulation there. Overall, really good articulation on the figure. All right, guys. Well, I believe that's everything to show for this figure. Truly a remarkable Coomodel knight. Definitely, I would say one of their best so far, at least that I have. The detail is fantastic on him. The armor is beautifully made, and it was pretty easy to put together overall. So I would highly recommend picking this one up if you were able to. I got him off eBay, and it was back in January. I think I paid maybe around 300 bucks for him, so very pricey figure. But I mean, considering the quality of what you're getting here, I think that's a pretty fair price. So. Alright guys, well, stay tuned for a small clip at the end of the figure on display. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.